Hey everybody, this is Stitch1993 and welcome back to another underrated games video where I talk about video games that I think are really underrated or at least just are not talked about as much nowadays. And today we're looking at a Wii game that I feel is not only underrated but very interesting in regards to its the way you control in the game. It's Let's Tap, which was released in Japan in 2008 and North America June of 2009, and is a mini game collection, like many games that would release for the Wii, no pun intended. Although this one has some interesting history to it, as we'll get into. If this is your first time here, welcome, and if you're returning, thank you for coming back to another Underrated Games. And if you like this video, remember to like and subscribe. And I'm always open for suggestions of what your thoughts are on underrated games. So Let's Tap was a Sega published game developed by the company Probe, which was a company developed by Yuji Naka, which is mostly known being the co-creator of Sonic the Hedgehog as well as many other Sega franchises. And this company was around for a while. This was technically their first game, released in 2009, and these looks like they've been doing games since about 2021. They did release some other games on the Wii, including a semi-sequel, semi-DLC called Let's Catch that we'll get into. They also released Ivy the Kiwi and Rhodia the Sky Soldier. Looks like their last game they might have published was a game called Shot 2048 in 2021, and then their last notable one prior to that was Digimon All-Star Rumble in 2014, as well as the some of the Street Pass games, including Street Pass Mansion, Street Pass Fishing, and Street Pass Chef, released between 2013 and 2016. Going back to Let's Tap, so with most Wii games that were mini games, you were required to, waggle the Wiimote or, move it in odd ways to get your little character to run, hop and stuff. But not this game. This game took advantage of the motion feature that could... This is before, of course, the Wii Motion Plus. So this is just using your regular Wiimote, and it can detect the slightest movements actually pretty well. So as the tutorial shows in this video game, all you have to do is set the Wiimote face down on it suggests a tissue box or some sort of box, but really any sort of solid flat surface will do. And then you just tap in time to get your character to move, and we'll go over the mini games here. There are 5 mini games in total. There's nothing to unlock. However, for each of the mini games, there are levels. So every time you beat a level, you open up the next one. The first one is Tap Runner. This is the one that's shown on the box and the one that was shown in a lot of the commercials. Basically, it is just a little stick figure that you got to get from the left side of the screen to the right side of the screen, and you tap in time to get him to run, and if you need him to jump, you tap both fingers or your whole hand at one time, and it'll get him jump. When I first started playing this, it was really finicky, but once you get a good rhythm down, you'll be able to get the little guy to move as well as he can. The Wiimote is really delicate here, so you really don't need to do a lot of force for it to, at least while I was playing it, for it to recognize your tapping. So even little light taps will do, because I tried just kind of, by instinct, just kind of slamming down on it, and that just kind of made him just keep jumping, because it kept thinking I was doing the main slam. But when I started doing the lighter taps, that's when it started just moving, in a nice motion. And as I said, it looks like it has about 4, maybe 5 worlds. They really aren't that much different. It's just different obstacle courses there. And you just get from one side to the next. The next game is Rhythm Tap, and it's pretty much kind of like Donkey Konga, where you just gotta tap in time to the beat. Now, it does say that there's like light, medium, and heavy taps, but I really didn't see that it recognized the tap just as long as I tapped in time. And unfortunately, even though this is a Sega published game, it doesn't seem like it included any licensed songs. These all seem to be songs either made directly for the game or kind of just little Muzak pop type of songs. They're still fun to play. Next is Silent Blocks, which is their version of Jenga. This was actually really fun to play. Now, even if you select one player, it still will say next player after each piece is moved. And basically, the lighter you tap, the less friction will occur while you're pulling out a piece. So you kind of want to just tap it lightly enough until one piece comes out and you just kind of go back and forth. You can, whenever you select a piece, of course, you tap it to select the piece, and then, which is automatic, it will go up to each little piece. You just tap it to tell which to stop to. And then there will be an arrow pointing and going around 360 degrees circle. And you tap it in which direction you want it to stop. And then you just pull it out by tapping on it. You kind of want to do tap lightly. You can tap harder and try to just kind of force it out, but I found that that more or less gets you a game over pretty quickly. After that, we've got Bubble Voyager, which is probably my favorite out of these games. Silent Blocks is probably my second favorite if I had to pick. But Bubble Voyagers is a auto-scroll shooter where he plays this little guy, and it already scrolls for you. You just have to tap to keep him floating, and the more you tap, the higher he goes. And it's kind of like, for me growing up, that would be considered helicopter. I guess the more recent type of game to compare it to would be like Flappy Bird, where you're basically just trying to, keep him from hitting the obstacles while collecting the stars, because that's your energy. And you use that energy to shoot missiles, because every now and then you'll come upon a wall, and there's no other way to get around it other than shooting it. There are these little energy points throughout the level that you're going to try to land on. I've never been successful at that. So, yeah, it ended up ending pretty quickly for me. And lastly is more of just kind of a Zen sort of thing. It's called Visualizer, and it's a little freeform mode. There's like 5 different modes to choose from. You've got a futuristic cityscape, paint, water, and just ink on paper. And I really couldn't tell if it really recognized where I was tapping on the around the remote. I just kind of tapped, like, just played around with it. Sometimes I'd tap hard, sometimes I would tap soft, and just, it's very visual type of thing there, but fun, especially if you want to get your anger out or something. There was one that kind of was a mini game where you had to like tap and get the balls to fly and land in these little cups. I don't think it was keeping points or anything, so it's just kind of one of those little freeform things. Now, as I said, there was a semi-sequel, semi-DLC called Let's Catch that released basically like the same day as the original game. I don't know, this was the Wii, so this was, before you could really have DLC be downloaded and work in concurrent with your actual game. So this was just like an extra game you could buy. It would advertise it in the box. It's like, hey, if you like this, get Let's Catch. But there wasn't like, it'd been interesting as like, here's a code for, thanks for buying this game. Here's a code so you can download this extra game if you really like this type of gameplay style. But no, it was just kind of a catching game, and I believe it was like $10-15 back in the day there, so I didn't pick it up. I don't know anybody that did. Of course, I didn't know anybody that picked up the original Let's Tap. So overall, this is a really fun, just kind of sit back, relax, basically for the most part turn your brain off mini game collection. I personally really enjoy it. It's one I always like recommend when people are asking for like party games when mentioning the Wii. It's one that very few people have heard of. So I've got to ask you, have you heard of it, or do you at least remember seeing trailers or advertisements in Nintendo Power or other magazines for it? And if you did play it, what were your thoughts? And until next time, thank you and have a good day. Bye-bye.